Hey, I am just writing lists. In this episode, we write lists and then see how many we can cross off. This is all the stuff for the '69 Chevelle, but it's not comprehensive. It's kind of stream of consciousness. As I think of it, I write things down, and then I can, look at them later and realize, oh yeah, I did that. Or, oh, bummer, I still need to do that. And then this is a list of a car that's probably coming in this week. I won't work on it this week, but I walked around it here with the customer, got his list of things, kind of prioritized, and I just wrote it all down here. Got the '90 Mustang, which is sitting behind me here. Got to do injectors. I feel like a teacher. Injectors, fuel pump and filter, ignition switch, rear corner bulbs. I'll let you do that. Bypass valve for the supercharger. Oh, and I forgot about this one. I got to see what the rear end gearing is in it to get the correct speedometer gear in the transmission. So, as you can see Mr.E behind me there. This is episode Mr.E and Friends because the friend is going to be the black Mustang with no name in that list, hopefully, crossing my fingers. Some of the things I hope to accomplish on Mr.E is working on the routing of heater and AC lines, which includes the AC line fittings, discovering which ones I need. I'm using Atco fittings. I've never used the system before, but it's pretty simple, and they make different fittings for different, placements and angles and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be trying to figure out which ones I need, which ones I have, which ones I don't have, and then, order what I need and that stuff. So it's a lot of, well, kind of like we've been doing, laying it all out there before we put it together, making sure everything goes where it needs to go. I really need to get a battery tray for it. I think we're still on the fence whether the battery is going in the trunk or not based on space, what we have. So I'd like to get a battery tray for the front, kind of temp bolted in, and then I have a battery to work around and see if it works or it doesn't work. So we'll see. Yeah, this is the intro. I've got my coffee. I probably should switch this around, It's my, Factory 5 sticker. I have a sticker problem, okay? Really, I try not to have stickers in my life. Unfortunately, anytime you order something, they send you stickers. It's a sickness. And you have a sticker, and it's in the name. Sticker, you gotta stick it on something. And I use self-control, I'll tell you. I mean, there'd be just stickers on things because I have the sticker. I throw stickers away, I use massive amounts of self-control. Stickers Anonymous has helped me out a lot with that, the 12, 14 and a half steps in their program. And so I've restricted my stickers to my toolbox and kind of my rolling cart. And, well, my fridge just got a sticker on it too. So I hold out as long as I can because I don't, sometimes it can look a little messy. But, these vendor stickers or whatever, brewery stickers, whatever. My wife, who should be on my side, with this sickness of sticker sickness, she brings me stickers from her vendors at work. I don't know. I really try. I try, you know, a man can only be so strong. So don't, you know, don't pile on is all I'm saying with your criticisms about stickers. Thankfully, I can take the sticker off and replace it with another one later because I have lots of them. Oh. We're getting off the rails here. Okay, stick with me because this will be fun. I am very, very glad that you're here, hanging out, putting up with the nonsense, and we'll have some fun on the Mustang. We'll have some, oh, did I write that down? Oh, ignition switch, I did. That's the first thing because when you turn the key and start it, it starts and dies. And so then if you apply some pressure on the ignition switch, then it'll start and stay running. So I've got a new one for it. We'll just pop it in there. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's go do something. Let's come on. Why don't you grab yourself a cup and we'll, you know, get to work. Ah, this coffee is good though. Bring in here on what I'm doing or what I've been fiddling with and messing with. So basically, we've got the dryer and condenser and their outputs. And then, so basically, one of these goes to the compressor. One of them goes, well, this one here, I believe goes up to the firewall. And so these here, these are the pieces. So basically, what I'm trying to say, and not very well, but just stick with me, is I need a fitting on both sides of this, because this goes through the firewall. So basically that's 8 fittings, 2 for heater, 2 for air conditioning. So that's 8. And then this will be under the dash. So I've got two for the heater and 2 for the air conditioning. So that's 4. Okay, can you do math here? 8 plus 4 is 32. Okay. And then I need, so we've got those. And then I need 2 fittings here. And these fittings have to have the access ports for charging the system. Either that or some sort of inline port, whatever. So where are we at? 8, 12, 14, and then 15, 16. Oh, no, I don't need any fittings here. They just go on. So 16 fittings. I've got a pile of them. Well, there's one right there. I just kind of test fit one on there. There's 4 over there I'm test fitting. And then I've got some over here, but not all of them are going to work. You know, I have to get the angles right because when they come in the firewall, they're going to have to kind of make a corner. So whether it's a 90 degree or a 45, just depending, to fit into the box there. I know I need a 190 and one straight for the AC and 2 straights for the heater there. Yeah, so here I think I'm going to end up with 45s coming into here and then coming into here. That way I can have one coming around to here and the other just kind of running up that way. So there's that. That's what I'm working on. It's a lot of kind of test fitting, trial and error, and then also jumping on the computer, on the website, and finding out that what I need, they don't make exactly that, but they make 2 kind of that's that I can make into that I need. Yeah, you know, if you've ever built cars or worked on your own, you know what I'm talking about. It's fun. So I'm going to keep doing that and just do that. Eventually I'll jump over on the black Mustang there. I'm just in the middle of this, so I need to kind of close this out before I start something else. Otherwise it'll just bother my brain. So, all right, let's get back to it. Well, what you missed, because I was going so fast, you know, I'm a fast worker, if you couldn't tell. There's just, I mean, I can't even, it's just always been that way. Just fast forward all the time. Okay, well, replace the fuel pump in the tank. Also replaced the fuel filter with a high flow K&N filter. What you missed in all of the action is me dumping fuel all over myself as I was replacing that. And, you know, drama, but you missed it. So I'm here to tell you about it. So if you remember, I mentioned that when they put this car on the dyno, the customer said that at, I don't know, maybe it was 2,500 RPMs, the fuel pressure dropped quite a bit and it was starving for fuel. Their solution, of course, is a bigger fuel pump. The fuel pump that they requested is way beyond what I would have put in, even for a supercharger. I would have probably put in a 255, but they wanted to put in, I think it's like a, I don't know, what is it? See if I can't, it's been a while since I bought it, so I just have to remember. It's an Aeromotive 340, so 340, I guess, that's what it is. If 340 means how many PSIs or LPGs, whatever, you know, GPMs. Anyway, but that's fine. I put it in there. The one I took out, I actually haven't run the numbers to see what it was. That would have been fun to do for this little segment, but I didn't do it. So, but what I did notice when I pulled this old fuel filter out, if you notice, that is not clean fuel. That is dirty fuel. So this could have been clogged too, which, as you know, could also cause a drop in fuel pressure. I've put in a new K&N high flow filter. I've put in this, 1,025,000 GPMs fuel pump that will probably burn the wires, melt them because they can't support it. I might or might not be joking. We'll see. And then we're going to put in, if you can believe it, okay, so I believe what's in there are 24-pound injectors, and I am putting in 60-pound injectors. That's what they asked for. I wouldn't have put that big in just for a small supercharger like that, but you know what? That's what they wanted, and that's what the customer wants, so that's what I'm doing. So if it comes back and we put smaller ones in, well, there you go. That's fine. I'm not always right. That's just not what I would have put in, and I might have been wrong in my choice. So I'm just saying, I'm just like spitting out opinions, and you can, opinions, they're like armpits. Everybody has a couple, but nobody wants to smell yours. Okay. All right then. I guess I'm going to move on to the fuel injectors. And once I pull one off, actually, I'll probably cycle the pump just to make sure I'm getting fuel up there. Probably spray myself with fuel again, and then pop them in. Let's just kind of dive in here. What you saw me doing was replacing these fuel injectors. See the old ones that came out. I just bagged up like the other ones were. So these are the old ones. They had a little bit different plug. They had a kind of an adapter, so this plug actually fits straight into those, so I didn't need to use these adapters. But anyway, that is that. What else did I do? I don't know. Fuel, well, let me look at my list. What's my list say? Injectors, did the fuel pump already. Oh yeah. So this is the bypass valve down there. This already had a port available, so I just plumbed into that, put the bypass valve there, and under that is a vacuum line that runs to manifold vacuum. And then this side runs over to here, just right ahead of where the filter is. So basically, if it relieves pressure, it's relieving pressure upstream of this, which of course is reading the air coming in. If you put it downstream of it, it'll mess with it because it won't be accurate with the air that's coming in. So that's why you plumb that in there. So it was pretty straightforward. I had to get some more hose because the hose that the kit supplied was way too short. I had to get another fitting because they gave me a straight and an elbow and I needed 2 straights. But you know, anytime you do something like this, you got to fit it to what will work for you. So what else? Oh yeah, so the ignition switch, this is an old one that I took out. I had to stop doing it a little bit ago because, let's see if this comes apart, because this one's broken. It's like totally broken. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. But I discovered that it had, I forget what you call them, like tamper resistant hex. So you see the little hole in the middle there. The hex bits I had didn't have that, and so I couldn't get the thing off. So I, you know, got online, got one coming, and solved that problem. So the ignition switches in, works wonderful. Everything's happy. So I'm pretty much done with the car. Because he changed to smoked lenses the last time the car was in, I've got red bulbs for the brake lights and turn signal, but these corner markers are still white. So I got some red bulbs coming for that. And then the speedometer gear that goes in the side of the transmission, he says it's not reading accurately, so I got him the one that will at least get it closer. And when that comes in, that'll be 5 minutes. I just pop it in. Same with that. I got about 10 minutes left to work, so I won't go into it beyond that. So we'll just, you know, yeah, call it quits. I can't wait to hear how it performs on the dyno. And what's that? I know, I'll get to you. We just got a lot happening, but I promise. Ella's like, what am I doing? I'm sitting here. My motor is dying. I'm dying. Look how beautiful I am. I know. I'll get to you. Just hang in there. I've got some other stuff, and then we'll pull the engine at some point so I can tear into it and know what I need to do and all of that. So, all right, we will call it quits. My beautiful wife just showed up, so, you know, I'm gonna go talk to her now instead of you. So don't feel bad. You thought I was just gonna, you know, do some manual labor, but no. We interrupt this program for an important announcement. We have a new project in the shop. Been waiting for this one for a few weeks now, but you know, you got to move projects out of the shop before you can bring projects into the shop. I'm not a big fan of piling projects. I like just a few at a time. So we don't want cars sitting here for years and years because they didn't get worked on. So, what's the project, you ask? Why am I looking at your face, you asked, instead of the project? Well, that's just rude. Really? I'm waiting for an apology. I don't think I'm going to show you the car now. That was hurtful. Very, very hurtful. Okay, I can't, you know, let bygones be bygones. So we've got here 69 Plymouth Roadrunner. I know it's a Roadrunner because there's words on it and a picture, you know. The list for this car is very long. But before we get to that, let's just take a peek. Let's look on the inside of this thing. I mean, who doesn't love a Roadrunner? Pretty good shape. This car is driven. It's something that gets driven to work in the summer, enjoyed a lot. The paint on it is old, you know, but it turns the car turns heads, you know. It's not a show car, but it's one of these. It's kind of like the white, you know, the white car that I can't. What am I? Super Sport Chevelle that was in here, the 66. You know, the paint is driver quality, but presents very well. I sound like some sort of, you know, like Antiques Roadshow. Let's value this. Let's really get into it on this car. We're not going to do that because I don't believe in, you know, tearing down a car. This is amazing. So, of course, it's got the beep beep. You got to do that the right way. There you go. Yeah, it's a 383. Another 3-pedal version, which actually brings me to the list. Also, I know it's a 383 because there's numbers on the hood that never lie. So, I'll just give you a glimpse. Let's just give you a glimpse. We got the 69 Roadrunner. I mean, I'll just let you, you know, read it for yourself. We'll just scroll it. Yeah, there you go. See? So, that's what we got. But I'm excited about it. This car is going to be featured in quite a few of upcoming Mr.E and Friends episodes, because Mr.E obviously is a very long project that I work on until I need parts, and then, or until I need a decision from the owner of the car, and then I move forward. So, and also, I can only spend a couple full days a week on it with the other projects. I have to split up my days. So, that's kind of why I decide Mr.E gets to share his episodes with other cars, and some cars get their own episode. So, you know, it's my decision. So, there you go. All right, now I'm going to actually do work. Okay? That's, I don't know what that work's going to be yet, but I'm going to do some. So, let's get to it. Well, I've got some rubber isolators for the radiator here. What I've been doing is making hoses and fitting hoses for the power steering and the Hydro Boost system. All of these are the same. Let me look. And I'll bring you in here in a bit, but I've been waiting on these so that I can put the radiator back in and measure hoses. So the radiator has built in a power steering cooler and also an oil cooler, which I wouldn't have installed an engine oil cooler, except they already had the cooler block next to the oil filter, and the radiator already has the ports for it. And on my pile of parts table, I had all of the pile of parts to do it. So let's just do it. Why not? All right, let me see if this fits real quick. Real quick. I like it. Okay, let's do the narrow ones then. Just like that. I think that'll work. Okay. Slide this in. You can see right here, I've got all the ports on the right. Okay, so let's move my hoses. All right, so I have to situate this because I've got my AC lines coming around this side, so I have to make sure there's enough clearance on that side. Right, okay, yep, that's as far as that can go over there. I got it. There you go. All right, let's do this then. I had to put cardboard on the front of this condenser because my knees kept hitting it, and that would just be super sad story if I dented those fins with my knees for no reason. Okay, I like it. Oh, let's see what it looks like underneath here. Yep. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Exactly right. That's what I wanted to see. All right. This is also going to help me so I can do my coolant lines as well. Once I get this where it's supposed to be. Yep. I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that'll work. And the edge of this should not interfere in any way. Let's see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a wrench. How about that? trying to get some sort of, not just functionality, but some sort of artistry as well, like we've talked about. It just kind of complicates matters, but you didn't, you know, you want it to look like you meant to do it. Not the hose is too short, so you just made it work, which most times works fine. Nobody will notice, but this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So, right there. That. But them apples. Well, okay. A little bit more off of there. Hate wasting hose. Like, this really bothers me. But sometimes I get impatient and I just do it that way. It's like, you know, I look at this. This is a foot. It's $1.22. What am I going to use it for? I'll save it because probably I can find some sort of use for it. But it's not really the best case scenario. All right, let's, I just use engine assembly lube on these nipples. Just a little bit. All of these fittings are for oil. It won't, if a little gets in there, it's not a big deal. Okay, so I need, and then I'm using these single ear hose clamps right there. They're a little bit more permanent. You can cut them off, you know, and put another one on, but they also do a better job at an even clamp. And some of those worm ones, well, you can easily over tighten them, and then the worm gets a little bent, and then, you know, whatever. Also, it looks a little clunky. These look real neat, and so that's why I'm using them. All right, so let's do this. Whoops, almost messed up. Didn't put the clamp on first. First time that's ever happened in my entire life. Okay, that was a lie. I apologize. Try to tell the truth always. I've done it many times. Okay. So, let's get this up. Oh yeah. Oh, that's exactly what I was looking for right there. Slide this up here. This ear, I would love if I could always have behind. Actually, I could on this because I can take it apart. It just makes it neater looking. If you have to clamp the hose with the hose on the car, then you have to do it where you can get the tool in. But now that I'm looking at this, I'll just take this off and spin this ear around now that I know where it's going. And I'll clamp it that way. Then it'll kind of hide it, and it will just look like this band of, was not successful on all of them. Well, so far all of them but one. So maybe we'll just forgive ourselves for that one. Okay, let's just center this between the raised part on the nipple and the top of the hose. And we'll just squeeze it. Nope, I'm a little off from where I want it to be. Okay, try that. Okay, perfect. And I'll get you in here and show you what they look like when you're done, but we'll just do this for now. I like it. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. All right, let's try this. I'll get smart and use a Sharpie this time to mark the hose instead of just marking it with my finger. Okay, let's do this. I like it. It's okay. It's all right. There we go. Just mark it there. These hose, this one is Milwaukee brand, but these hose cutters, if you don't have a set, get a set. I mean, you can use a box cutter, but then it's going to look like you used a box cutter. This thing, clean and straight every time. If you work on cars, put it on your Christmas list. You know, that's all I'm saying. I love this tool. Okay. Beautiful. See that? It's just beautiful. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let's get this off and get it lubed up a bit. You don't put much on there. Just kind of, you know, put a little bit. Helps it slide on. Otherwise, you'll go to slide it on a dry hose and it'll go like 1/4 of an inch, and then you can't push it anymore. And also you can't get it off. So I've heard. Again, I have no experience with that. Oops, see, I almost did it again. Wow. But I oil or greased this up, so if I had put it on, I could get it off again, and then I could spin that nonsense on. Okay, let's go all the way down. There you go. Good job. Good job. We'll do the same with this. Get it clamped out of sight where you can't see the ugliness. Okay. This one here is a ratcheting version. Okay, come on. Let's just behave. I just go, it has a little place where the ratchets end, and I go till it's not ratcheting anymore, and then you know, you're good to go. Put this one on. These are just AN fittings with barbed ends on them. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I approve this message. Pretty much, kind of-ish. Maybe with a few tweaks, but it's good enough for now. All right, so this is going to be interesting. We have an in and we have an out. The out, I believe, is going to go right here on the bottom. And the in is going to go up top, which makes me wish I had an elbow, not a straight. You should have given me an elbow. That's all I'm saying. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think I'm gonna have to buy an elbow. Why don't you just see what I'm up to? Okay? Come over here and I will show you what's happening. All right, so what I've been doing is, let me move that. So this is the Hydro Boost unit. You know, instead of vacuum boosting your brakes, you're hydro boosting your brakes, which hydrate. It's not water, but it's fluid. So it helps you not have as hard a pedal feel. So you've got basically how these are set up is you've got your power steering pump. This is the high pressure line. It runs into the Hydro Boost and out of the Hydro Boost. So it's kind of running through it with high pressure. And then it runs down to the steering rack down there, as you can see. That's where it's run down to. And then there's a low pressure line coming off the steering rack. It's coming in and wiring in with the low pressure line coming off the Hydro Boost. And in this case, both of those, before they enter the low pressure side here, are coming up through a cooler, a steering brake, steering oil cooler, and then back down, back into the reservoir. So that power steering pump is running your brakes and your steering. So really it should be called a power brake steering pump. So that cap is mislabeled. I don't know what to do about it. I guess I could maybe write something or put some tape on it and write it, but I just don't feel like it's going to, you know, be the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the theme of the build is not tape on the lid, even though we do have tape, but that's temporary. So, so that's that. Actually, that's what you saw me doing. All of these lines are made and installed. I just have to tighten down my low pressure lines now that I have them in there. Then these are the hoses for the engine oil cooler. So I don't know if you can see down there, right down there, it's right there. I made those ends on the hose to go on there, and then I temporarily bolted that little housing up that they go in. One is labeled in, one is labeled out. The out is the forward one. And then all that does is cycle through this part of the radiator. So what you could see me moaning about was this one. Camera guy, would you just stop? Okay, there you go. So this one, I can definitely make kind of sweep. I'll sweep it back, you know, behind the headers against the engine. It'll sweep out into this one. This one here though, like I would have to, I don't know, sweep it up here, and it's not going to be good. It won't be good. These are the fittings that came with all the pile of parts, but what I need here is a 90 degree so that this one here can sweep around and then just, you know, go up into it, however. So that's what I'm waiting on. Well, I say I'm waiting on it. I can finish making that one, but I'll have to order another fitting for that unless I can find one in my pile of parts, which I don't think I can because I looked. And all of my Dash 10 fittings are used up. I've used them all. So anyway, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, hang on. Hold on a minute. It's in here. There might be one right here. This might be the money. Okay, well, let me work on that a little bit, and you know, I'll see what I can do. Oh, hey, how's it going? Well, you know, after a hard day, I gotta catch up on my racing. You know, I like to watch racing. All kinds, actually. I've got a bunch of series in my, I would say DVR, but you know, you don't really have those anymore. On my online storage recording area. Oh, well, it's been a pretty good week. We've got, I don't know what to do with my legs. What should I do? Is that okay? All right, I just kind of got caught in an awkward spiral there with positioning, but I think we're on track again. We got the Mustang that doesn't have a name finished up. Mr.E in his engine bay did some plumbing, made some hoses, and we got a new car in the shop, a Roadrunner, complete with sound. So that car came with some parts. I'm going to inventory, and then I have some to order for it. So we will see that down the road, so to speak. I was thinking today, for some reason, about gambling. You know, how when you roll the dice, you don't know what's going to happen. You could roll aces, or you could go bust. Is that not right? Anyway, I didn't go to college. I don't know what the terminology is. So you know what I'm talking about, though. You take a risk, and you gamble in life. You may not be a gambler. I'm not a gambler as far as, like, you know, with, you know, casinos and card playing and all of that. It's just not me. But I gamble all the time in life. I gamble in relationships. No guarantee. I have been ruined before by giving my all in a relationship, just opening myself up, and you know, didn't work out. In business, I have given my all, and it didn't work out. You know, but in both of those examples, I've also succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. All that to say, step out, take a risk, follow your passion, and it's always worth it. It's always worth it. We can't live our lives in fear. It's a killing way to live, and this is our time, so let's not waste it. You know. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that, but if you hang around in the shop with me long enough, I'm probably going to say some things, and it may or may not make any sense to you. but that's just what it is. I think that's how the saying goes. You know, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them and when to walk away and when to run away. I would make a great song. I come up with these things all the time. Like, that would make a genius song if I could just write some more words to it, you know, like maybe a story about a gambler, obviously, maybe he's giving advice to his son or a stranger, like on a train, because that's kind of romantic. You know, I mean, I got ideas, you know, in my head. It'd probably be, you know, I don't know, a hair metal band song or something, you know, something really where you can't understand the words. Ridiculous. I, as usual, am so glad that you came and hung out with me. You know, you could be anywhere and you decided to hang out with me. So I appreciate it. Again, you were zero help. Well, I mean, you were good company, so that's not nothing. You know, I'll give you that good company. There you go. See? Now don't you feel better? But stop by again sometime. See what I'm up to. I might be sitting in this chair doing nothing, watching a race. I might be working on a car. I might be saying bad words because I just slammed my hand between two pieces of metal really hard. Good times. Come back again soon. Cheers.